Hello, everyone. Today we have the pleasure to have our first guest. Welcome to Forwardpreneurs. I'm your host, Susana Fuertes, and this is my friend and entrepreneur as well, Miss Letran.
Hi, Susie. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for accepting being my first guest.
Of course. It's an honor. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you, dear. And the main reason I wanted to invite you as my first guest is because you were one of the first persons that I actually met here in Bahrain.
Okay.
And I remember I was just like wandering around the Mall, and I happened to see this lady with another lady, and I didn't know if they were the business owners or not. And I remember approaching to them, and the encounter just was so genuine. I think I had lost my phone. I'm always losing something.
I remember.
Yes. And then she called me to help me find it, and I don't even know where it was, but that's how we exchanged numbers, like unofficially exchanged numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember like a month later, I ran into you, and it was just by mistake again. Well, not mistake, I will call it.
By chance.
It was a blessing. Yes. And I remember this time there was a fashion show in the Mall.
Mm-hmm.
And who did I run into? Right here.
Yes.
So I'm going to give you a chance to officially introduce yourself, the name of your business, and we go from there.
Okay. So hi again, everyone. My name is Letran. I have been in Bahrain for 18 years. And today I am being interviewed by Susie related to Artful. So Artful is, as she said, that's how we first met in Dilmunia. We were doing some pop-ups during one of the weekends there. I met Susie, and she was very gracious. She was really new in Bahrain. You were probably like around 7 days or something.
Yeah.
Not even a week. We chit-chatted a bit, and then we bumped into each other again during the Art Meets Fashion. And she was one of the, what do you call that?
Unofficial guest.
A very welcome one.
But welcome, sure.
So Artful is basically an art studio based in Bahrain. We offer a lot of art-related services such as art exhibit for kids, for adults. So we did fashion shows, and we are going to have a series 2 of Art Meets Fashion very soon, so stay tuned.
I'm excited. Yeah. This time I'll be officially invited, right?
And modeling.
VIP. Oh, wow. Okay. I guess I'll have to talk to my agent.
Yes. That might be me.
Well, Karen, thanks for sharing that. And I would like to know a little bit more about how you decided to start Artful. And when was the date or the year that it was first established?
Okay. So let me just step back a little bit. My first ever business venture in Bahrain while I was still employed at a fintech company. That was in 2017. It was related to fashion. That was also by chance because my mom is into tailoring, haute couture, making dresses and stuff. So I thought, let me make her busy. So that's how it all started. And then during pandemic, we were so bored, out of our minds bored. And we thought, what, my cousin Angie is one of my co-founder of my founding member of Artful actually, who happens to be a teacher by profession, and she is amazing. She's got amazing gifts. And I thought, what? Let me fund your ambition. So that's how we started. We established our very first branch in Bahrain, which is located in Time Mart. And ever since, we moved on and opened the second branch in Jaffa. So yeah, that's how it started. It was COVID. We didn't know what to do. We were bored, and we were like, let's get creative.
Right. Yep. And I think that's amazing. I think during COVID time, a lot of people, they kind of like stop hesitating some of the dreams that they always wanted to do.
True.
And not just that, but like in your case, like they start getting more creative. Now, of course, during COVID time, there were challenging times. And not only during COVID time, as an entrepreneur myself, there's times where we have to face that unexpected.
Correct.
Right? And then, so I would like to know if you could share with the audience how or which one has been one of the challenges that you've faced during the initiation of your journey.
Okay. So in the beginning, the very first challenge I must say is getting the word out there, letting people know who Artful is. I vividly remember our very first event was Comic-Con. So we opened Artful sometime in September, and then our very first event was a major one, which is the Bahrain Comic-Con. Everybody knows about it. They were like, I want to be part of that event. So in the beginning, we were new. There, people were like, who are you guys? What is Artful? And then a year later, when we did the next Comic-Con, they were like, oh, you guys are Artful. So it was a full year worth of effort getting the word out there, letting people know who Artful is, what we do and stuff. So once you're persistent, you get to overcome those challenges. And the next time you show up at an event, like people just, start to recognize you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that a lot of successful businesses, what they do is they connect with their audience in a genuine way.
Correct.
Right? Because we can see there's some businesses that all they want to do is like sell, but there's no connection. There's not like a genuine rapport that you build with your clients.
True.
And just like you mentioned, it's very important to get people to learn about who you are, what you do, what's your mission, and people really get to see and appreciate that. Just like you said, it's an event that happened once a year.
Yes.
And because of the relationship that you had during the first year, then they were able to remember you. So that's, like sometimes some people go on a date, they don't even remember that people. So for coming from a business, I think it's outstanding what you have achieved so far. So I'm very proud of you.
It's possible because I have a remarkable team, So.
Amazing. Yeah, I think that's also challenging as well, like finding the right team, finding the people that if you're not present, they're still going to represent your brand as if you were, right? Because as business owners, sometimes we have to be here, be over there. We cannot always offer the client that one-on-one connection. So it's always important to have the right skills to hire the right people or to partner up with the right person in order to offer to your clients that one-on-one connection.
Right.
Now, I know you're also a mom. I wonder.
That's true. A mom of 3.
And a wife.
Yeah.
Which is double the challenge. Now, I had seen you spend time with your family, and I truly admire that.
Thank you.
For sure. And I'm just wondering, how do you balance family time with business time? Is there any advice that you would like to offer to perhaps moms or wives that they want to start a new business, but they're a little bit perhaps maybe afraid or not feeling ready yet to think that they're able to proceed with those dreams? Like, what would you tell somebody?
First and foremost, I got to thank my mom, my family. I have a very good support system. Without them, all my business endeavors, which quite a few, wouldn't be possible. They've been always understanding how busy it gets, and they're just there to support me. It's basically what I live by also, is take the risk, do it, and then you'll see, you'll find out, you'll never know, what good will come out of it. So with that said, whenever I think of something, I I want to do this, I want to try how it's going to work out. And then I make sure my family's aware so that, I could get the support that I need.
Right.
When the times get tough or when schedules get busy, then at least you have some people that will support you solidly.
Yes. I believe you do have a strong support system. I had the pleasure to meet your mom as well, such a sweetheart. And yes, I do believe also that when you have a strong family support, it kind of makes things, I don't know if easier, but
less challenging.
A lot less challenging for sure. Now, there's cases where family do not support your dreams, right?
Yeah.
Now, you've been blessed to have the opportunity to have an amazing supporting family. In the case of people that do not have a family support system, I always encourage them to always look for either friends. Now, sometimes even your friends or your family might not support you. Why? Because they usually have another and way of thinking. But what I always recommend people is to find your own support group. If you don't have it, look for it, create it. How? You can always go to networking events. You can always find mentors online. So always find a way, right? Because we have to be aware that sometimes in some families, there's always like one way to go. You go to school, you study a career, and you just go for that. There's no other way. So what are some of the, let's say, mentors or maybe networking or any courses that you have taken or, to help you, I guess, how would I say it, make you a stronger businesswoman?
Okay. So I've been very blessed to be a part also of the Standard Chartered Women in Tech, which is a yearly cohort initiated by Standard Chartered, partnered with Bahrain Fintech Bay, the Central Bank of Bahrain, Sure Council. We've just been very lucky here in Bahrain. We have the full ecosystem, be it in the creative aspect or be it in the financial sphere. So in both cases, I've been lucky enough to connect with the creatives as well as, women in the technology. So
very nice.
I really like what you said earlier. If you don't have the support, go out there, go find it. If you don't find one, create that community or connect with like-minded people. So not only having a support system in the family-wise, but you gotta have that ecosystem that supports women and enables women to go take the risk, pursue your dreams and be an independent entrepreneur that you can be.
Yeah, you're right. Now that takes me to my next question. When you first started as a businesswoman, like around how many businesswomen do you over to how many you know now? Like we would say like now like double of people, or like how do your network increase?
Definitely in the beginning, I didn't know anyone because work can be very hectic in the financial financial sphere. So I went out there. I'm a very outgoing person, so that also helps. I attended a lot of forums, a lot of trainings, anywhere that I could find something interesting and something that I could learn from. I would always sign up, and be a part of the forum, attended a lot of conferences. So from then, I would say from none to, it's really hard to keep track now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I truly believe that when we really want something, right, we always find a way.
True.
We always find a way. And you're a pure example of how from not knowing anybody in the industry, now your network has increased tremendously.
Correct.
So people go out there, find your people, find your network. Make sure if you don't know anybody, keep asking, going out, push yourself to go out there, because as an entrepreneur, you always have to put yourself out there. Sometimes at the beginning, you have to do everything. Of course, if you have the means, you can start hiring people right away. Yeah. But even at the beginning, before you know who to hire, you need to know your business very well. You need to know what to do, because otherwise we cannot hire. If we don't know what our business needs firsthand, then the hiring process is going to be chaos, because we're going to be hiring the people that are not suitable for a business. Now, Karen, what are some projects that you have in mind in regards of Artful?
Okay.
What are some goals that you have, set yourself?
Okay. So another thing that I would like to reiterate or highlight is that we also offer lessons for kids. But what differentiates us is I make it a point to do an exhibit. I want to show the world what these wonderful and talented kids can do. So far we've done 4 exhibits in 1 year. And we're going to do another one very soon. Stay tuned. And then, of course, I have mentioned that we're going to have a season 2 of Art Meets Fashion. It's going to be grander than the first one, but that was my baby. That was my pilot project in terms of fashion show.
I love it. It was an amazing show. Guys, if you have not seen it yet, it's online, right?
Yeah, online, or Susie could probably flash it.
I will. You'll see it there.
Yeah, so there's going to be the next one very soon before year end. Yep.
Okay, that's amazing. And do you have a specific area where you're planning to, are you looking for any partnerships perhaps? Or are you looking for venues?
Partnerships.
What are you looking for to make this event even bigger than
Definitely partnerships. We're open to partnerships. We're going to be partnering with makeup artists that the models will need. Of course, they need to be more beautiful during the fashion show. Designers, perhaps. Venue, I've already identified a few, so we're just finalizing that. And please follow our Instagram. Everything will be posted in there.
Yeah. So guys, for those who are starting their own business, right here, you see, this is how we can always collaborate with each other and create opportunities by being open to collaborations, partnerships, sponsorships. I believe I have noticed here in Bahrain that people seem to be very helpful. I had seen a lot of partnerships being created here in Bahrain, and I'm really loving it how the community here helps each other. So stay tuned. Karen, and this brings me to my last question. I would say, what key takeaway would you like our listeners to, get from this interview?
To all the women out there, young and young at heart entrepreneurs, it's never too late to start. Start them young, actually. Even my children, I train them as early as 8 and 9 now to be an entrepreneur. And don't be afraid to take the risk. What's the worst case scenario? You'll fail, right? So every failure that you get you get one step closer to your success. Don't be afraid to fail. Go out there, take the risk, and you'll never know what connection you may forge along the way.
That's right, guys. Take the risk. Now that you mentioned actually about you not pushing, but encouraging your kid to start entrepreneurship at an early age, have you noticed a big change between when you were younger and now, how kids are now more interested in starting their own businesses at a young age? How was it for you as a kid growing up? How exposed were you to entrepreneurship as a kid growing up than you see, on your kids being exposed?
Right. So I'm actually first in the family. My family members are into study, get a job.
Right.
Type of people. And then I've always been so interested in sales. I don't know. I'm just a very vocal person as my personality. And then I like it when I always upsell something. So, and that kind of my mindset brought me to being an entrepreneur, because I started when I was 17.
I see.
Yeah. And then with my kids, I try to train them young, and it's really empowering for them, because they recently had a gig. So they were in the States, vacationing, spending time with their grandparents. And then the neighbor decided, oh, okay, do you want to earn your money? And my son, Caden, my gosh, the negotiation skills was amazing.
Like coming back loaded.
Yeah.
He's taking us out to eat.
And I think you guys are overpaid. And they were like, no, we work hard for this, Mom.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, start them young. And actually try to show them a glimpse of what you do, so that they'll understand, what happens, where is mommy, why we hardly see you. And then when they do get the chance to see what you do, they might actually offer some insights as well from fresh eyes, from their generation. Surprisingly, you'll have good takeaways too.
Yeah, especially now with social media. I feel like the younger generation, they're like up to the latest trends and everything. So I'm sure your kids are, helping you on that aspect of what's the new trend and what's going on up there. Yeah. That's amazing. Now, would you like your kids to follow entrepreneurship aside from another career, or are you open to anything?
Right. So I'm open to anything. First and foremost, I will encourage them to follow their passion. So whatever career or passion they may choose, I'll just be there 100% to support them all the way. From what I can do from my side is to make sure they're equipped.
Exactly.
To face the world and the challenges out there.
Right. Because a lot of skills that we learn in life are skills that we will also be applying. Soft skills are very important, especially in the field of entrepreneurship. Have you noticed in your kids' school, if they do encourage going this route, are they offering any activities perhaps, or things like that?
Absolutely, yeah. They happen to be in really good schools. They've had 2 schools in Bahrain, and both schools are encouraging them, kind of like they have an expo.
Okay.
Oh, and then this encourages the kids to present their creation. They'll innovate something, and then they'll present whatever the innovation is, and they'll tell people about it. So I like that, like I said, which brings us back to the environment. It's a nature and nurture kind of thing. So that's really, really helpful.
Well, Karen, thank you for sharing your story, your background, and for digging into, all the details of what took you to get where you are now and your future plans. Guys, please stay tuned, because great things are coming. A fashion show. I heard my name.
Yes, you did.
I think, I'm not sure if I'm getting VIP invites or or a proposal for something else. I don't know, but I'm always open. So stay tuned, and thank you for listening.
Thank you,
Karen.
Thank you, Susie. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. It's an honor for me to be here and to be your first guest.
Oh, thank you, my dear. Thanks for coming. Always a pleasure seeing you.
Bye-bye.